There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Oh. Now what do we do? No, this project is not meant for children. I mean, that's all you can say. Uh, 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 yeah, this is. I don't get these YouTube rules. I'm really kind of confused. And I get it. You know, like on this channel, there's four-letter words like you might have to work or read a book or so they want to come at us with all these new findings and all this other. It's like, wait, when do we start holding the parents responsible for what children are doing? What's going on? Okay. I, you, you film something or have something to say, and you come out here with expectations of reaching a certain audience, and yet the kids are going to do what they want to do, and now you're going to be fined for it. I'm not understanding. I'm totally confused here. Totally confused. God forbid you tell a kid to go read a book or go start a lawnmower. You know, and now you're disciplining their kids, and you don't have the authority. Uh, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't know if you caught my other video. My garlic's already coming up. Soil's 50 degrees. We've had one snowfall, and the garlic is already going hardcore. Um, Tested the soil temperatures. They're holding at 50, solid 6 inches down. Things are just going absolutely bonkers in my yard. Now, if I could keep the dog out of the garden, I'd be doing great. But she's like a gazelle. She just clears the fence. She doesn't pay attention. Oh, wow. It just seeing these rules and trying to understand. Yeah. So if you designate your channel as being for kids, and I'll go to this because I know someone that's going to do it, and you bring a toy gun on to do a painting, and you fill the squirt gun with paint to do the painting. Because it's a gun, you've now violated YouTube policy, and you cannot be monetized. You may have that video taken down, even though it's a toy squirt gun. But because the rules, eh, so if you decide to designate your channel, because then somebody brought up that if you designate your channel as doing both, part of it's for children and part of it's for adults, they're bottleneck you into a certain type of revenue, and take away from you potentially being put on the front page or being advertised because your designated child. It's I'm really confused at this point. I've watched about 8 big channels that have talked about this, and it is so screwy. Um, I don't know. ultimately it comes down to the nanny state gonna tell you how to raise your children, and it's all about the advertising dollar. Is the way I'm understanding it. That's I mean that's every bit of it has been about money all the way around, and they're trying to bottleneck us into public government broadcast. So anything that we do, I don't, when do we have to start submitting a script to YouTube authorities to be authorized with their videos? It's way off the deep end idea, but it's like, wow, and I understand if they want us world friendly, give us a set of guidelines that are very specifically laid out. Another big channel was saying, look, the only way you're going to be able to continue going is to contact your attorney to be a paid for YouTuber. Wow. Well, okay. Let's look at this from the logical point of view. I understand it with the creators, with copyright. Okay, this one makes perfect sense to me, because if you create something and somebody goes and copies it and gives it out for free, okay, music, my book, whatever, um, that's copyright infringement. Okay, you're taking money out of the pockets of an actual creator. Okay, I get that. That one makes sense to me. But YouTube's still making money on it regardless. That's just like they were talking the other day about, well, look at these channels that have gone away, that are no longer out here, and yeah, but YouTube is still hosting their videos, and their videos are still searchable, and they can be found. It's not like after a year YouTube goes through their system and deletes somebody. Well, it's kind of it's about the money. It's about the money, and it's going to get screwy. That's just like, look, when you create your first baseline video, and you get into something, and you start looking through the advanced settings and what have you, as you go down through all of that. And one of them is are you doing any paid advertising, or is this a sponsored video? Well, I know some big channels that are 200 plus K, um, that are doing a sponsored video, and YouTube is still putting advertisement on their videos, even though it's a sponsored video. So because you designate it as a sponsored video, you don't get paid. But YouTube is still running advertisements on your. So it's going to get really weird. I don't see this panning itself out. Ultimately it comes down to, what is your child doing? What is your child doing? Why is your child able to search anywhere in YouTube land? Anywhere. And then, because the child watched it, a parent's going to be able to grab a hold of that little notepad or iPad or whatever, flag it, nail the channel where the child shouldn't have been because it's an adult only channel. Now the adult only channel is in trouble. When does the parent get held responsible? Yeah, 42,000 plus per video. Well, I just blanket. Just put the blanket on. Just everything is adult is meant for adults. Everything. Whether it's got vulgarity in it or not won't make any difference. Whether other sponsored products are there won't make any difference. Even though that's copyright infringement. I mean, okay, like I'm a longevity person, so I can have this sitting in my background, my own book. But if I had a coffee maker sitting here and you could see it and make out the company name on it, now you're in trouble because it's gonna end up being copyright infringement. It's gonna be just like television. It's gonna be because that's ultimately what it's about. It's chasing the money. It's chasing the money. Where does it end? It's almost as if you need to have a child specific YouTube, an adult oriented YouTube, then the child paid for YouTube, and the adult paid for YouTube. I mean, look at that 8-year-old that it has her own channel, 150,000 followers or something like that, and she comes on and does makeup. Where's the parents in the video? Per the YouTube rules, a parent is to be sitting there in the video with her because she can't be on the screen alone. But her channel's going strong in violation of YouTube policy. So why not put the fault and put the blame and put the fines where they belong? I don't understand. I'm very confused by it. It's not going to stop me, but when we potentially get to the farm, yeah, we're going to Patreon or some other platform because this is getting so weird. You can't even when the rules are so screwy that even YouTube employees can't explain it to the big YouTubers that have the phone number for somebody to call into. And they're telling you go get an attorney to understand this. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And I get it. They're chasing the dollar. I get it. I get it. Okay. Go chase the dollar. But don't take it out on the little guys. To some people, shut-ins, we'll call them self-imposed or whatever. This is all they have. There's nothing else. They come here to hang out with friends and family because they don't have a family. And now you're going to dictate all these other rules and this, that, and the other. And God forbid you make a mistake on a video and now you can't afford to live. So you're going to get hit with a $42,000 fine because you didn't designate it right. Some unattended child, 6 or 7 years old, stumbled into your video and got flagged. I don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. So what's going on, everybody? I see a bunch of you in here. What are we all into? Waiting to see ghosts behind me again. The doors start opening and doing its own thing. It's cats and dogs. Don't misunderstand, but it does look creepy at times. Oh, yeah. Every channel should just basically, in my opinion, just go through and say adult oriented only. Just CYA right off the bat. And those channels that are going to skirt the in between, um, I don't know. You're really going to have to look at your videos. Um, one of the Patriot channels um, had 23,000, 2,300 videos uploaded. And because of the new policies, and he went through and read it, between what he copied and moved to Patreon and what he deleted, he now only has 800 videos available on YouTube because of all of this new ruling stuff. So there's that much educational content now missing from the YouTube world because of these new what if policies. What if, what if, what if? Well, how about stop the what if and not let these kids into these areas? I don't understand. I mean, we were sitting there one night on a live stream, and we're all having a good time, what have you, and all of a sudden some kid comes in there, obviously a kid, running her own live stream, hooked up with another girl, both of them well underage, no adults in the house anywhere, and they're coming into an adult stream with excessive adult content being discussed. So they had to click the button that said, I'm of age. I can enter this channel. So when do the parents become responsible? When does the liability fall back where it belongs? I don't understand. Fine us for creating stuff that these kids can't see. Why are these kids capable of seeing this stuff? The babysitter box? What? I don't understand. I don't want to go off on a tangent. I don't want to go off on a rant, but wow. As if society's not screwed up enough as it is. And the rumors out there. Now we just lost Hangouts. Now the rumor has it that StreamYards is now going to limit the free content to each creator is only going to be allowed 20 hours a month of live streaming. I guess that just affects the YouTube live streaming world. It's not going to really affect just uploaders. But for the free content on StreamYards, StreamYards, I guess, is overwhelmed, and they're now going to pull back what you're allowed. So extremely long live streams like we tried to do for Diane the other day. And we got 100, per the report she saw the next morning, she got 148 hours for the, wow, 12, 16 hours, 16 hours that they ran. Yeah. They ran 16 hours and we got 148 hours total. We probably could have done better running copyrighted material, but we're just trying to get her to the hours that she needs. But even that's going to end up being a problem, I'm sure. God forbid you help each other. I kind of thought that's what our community was about. Helping each other, sharing knowledge, accomplishing things. I'm not whatever. But that's the other side of it. What if you're not a paid channel? What if you never had any intentions of being a paid channel? I mean, there's no way I'm going to take the Green Wizard into a paid for channel, regardless of how many people are following the channel, because it's about the book. So it has its own failing sponsorship. So I'm never going to click the button to go paid. Do I still fit into that category per their rules? Oh, we're talking about the YouTube rules, Lisa. The new content that their new decisions. You know, it's really confusing. The legal jargon that they've used, even YouTube can't explain. The YouTube employees can't explain. The FTC ruling that you will receive a $42,000 fine if you have a video up meant for children and something is found on your channel that is not meant for children. Because once the child finds your channel and then finds that video, now you're liable for what they're seeing. The child shouldn't have been on the other content. But see, that's what they're saying, because they're trying to rewrite this algorithm in such a way that children are only going to be able to see what is designated as child safe. But that also takes away your potential advertising dollars. It takes away your potential profit margin, because that video will now get excluded from your regular stuff. And then because you have designated, and this is the way I heard it, don't quote me to this, but because of the way you've designated this at one or two videos per, let's say, 100 videos, you say are meant for children, your entire channel now gets bottlenecked because there's that what if, and you're not going to receive the advertising dollars no matter how many followers you have, because you have two videos that are now designated child safe. It's really, really weird. First they said we don't want any children on YouTube in front of the camera without an adult present. But then they don't apply that policy to everybody, only some people. And then, it's like, it's just, and then I heard somebody say YouTube for kids, a whole new world that's just YouTube for kids. Okay, so who's going to advertise there? Toys R Us, that's only going to be open in the winter? Only going to be open for Christmas? You know what I mean? And be real careful of what you have in your videos and what's in your background, because if you've got any copyrighted material back there, even if it's kids say, right, it's just dollars. I get it. It's a new world. I mean, I've been watching this since, oh my God, the 80s. Um, and for some situations it's still the Wild West, but on the other hand, lay out clear rules. If you're just going to let everybody in, lay out clear rules. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Okay. But these new rules are so wow. And it's FTC ruling. Federal Trade Commission, which would be advertising dollars. So the Federal Trade Commission, who watches over advertising dollars, who watches over content, is now going to come in and tell YouTube what to do with its creators. Yet YouTube's answer to the copyright law in the UK was restrict the video from even playing in the UK. Okay, so why doesn't YouTube flinch react this way now and say, no advertising, so that you push the FTC out of messing with all of this. I don't get it. Yes. Well, Lisa, because if you have child content, if you've built your channel for child content, you're restricted to child commercials. Period. You're not going to see any advertising dollars from anything else. And that's where the big gray area becomes, because if you twist the designation and you set your child safety settings on your videos to all adult, partial adult, I'll select which ones, or children only, you've just now bottlenecked yourself into what's allowed to your channel. And because you have two videos that are child safe, your whole channel now only can have child safe commercials, which bottlenecks you even further. And it takes you out of advertising in the adult world. So it's one or the other, and you can't, it's, they're dropping all of this on us and not on the, again, back on the adults, back on the parents. It's just, so there's going to be a lot of loss here for paid for channels. They're going to get hurt. You know, I love these guys that come on. We had that huge thing beginning of the year about clickbaiting and all of those issues. And there's a channel out there getting ready to hit 200,000 followers that every title is clickbait. The guy won't stop. Constantly has his kids on. The rules don't apply. And he wants to sit there and say, oh, I don't make any money. Oh my God, dude, he's got 8, 9 commercials every single video, and the entire channel, the entire video is in violation of the different policies that they apply to us, but not to him. What? But that's okay, because you know he's a big time YouTuber, so the rules will apply to him in the end. Well, how's that right? How's that fair? I don't. You know, you're going to bring in Federal Trade Commission now and get them involved and start throwing fines out there. Well, yeah. When a channel can come on, we're not even talking live stream. When a channel can come on and put out a video that exceeds the 15, no, sorry, the 13-minute, 30 seconds, so that it qualifies for 6 commercials, 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the end. And as soon as that video goes out, it gets 1,000 views within the first 20 minutes because of the amount of followers the individual has. Anything on that channel is completely ignored because the advertising dollars shut YouTube up. I mean, look at that one kid. It's like I deliberately have blocked this kid's name because I cannot believe that they did that. They went to the Japanese forest where the people commit suicide, and they found somebody, and and don't put the name up. Don't type it in. But they let that run for days in violation of policies because, well, hey, you know, look at the kind of revenue it's making. 100,000 views in the first 2 hours. And then it went viral from there and reached millions because it hit Facebook. You know, I'm lucky to get 30 views. So I'm supposed to go to Japanese forest and violate same policies? No, because the rules will instantly apply to me. But to a channel that big, it's weird. It's just weird. Just trying to deliver a message and deliver content. Somebody like Elegant Homestead, like yourself, like Purple Gang. What do you guys? I mean, really, do you have to? Do you have to actually write a script now and put all the information together and go through word by word and have exactly what you're going to say so that you make sure that nothing slips out that shouldn't be said? You have to be in a designated blank room where there's no potential for copyright. Deliver your content, deliver your message. Utilize the acceptable tools for banners and this, that, and the other. Then follow the guidelines, because got a thumbs up, and you got to make your disclaimers, and you got to get followers, and you got to press a button, and you got to ring a bell, and you got to diddle your winklings. And I mean, yeah, I'm getting ready to go off, but so you're going to have to follow all of these guidelines, and then you might qualify for an advertiser. What about all these little channels that they run a channel on there anyways, or they run a commercial on there anyways? That channel never gets paid for it. You can't tell me YouTube's not making a killing on those little channels that they're running commercials on, and the channel's not getting paid for it. You can't tell me they're not making a killing at 0.03 cents per view of a commercial. And then you get a little channel like mine, and it all adds up. There's thousands and thousands of small channels out here that don't see dime one. Right? I don't get it. I would not want to be YouTube. I'll be honest. I would not want to be YouTube and have to deal with this. This is insane. What about the other side to that? What about the Google side of it? Okay, because of your designation, and this was another one I saw pop up. Because of your designation and because of your provider, you're now part of the Huawei system, or you're now part of the Google system, or you're now part of this system, or you're now part of that system. Well, okay, I went through and I did all my registering, and I'm all legit and this, that, and the other. What about all these channels that have no legitimacy whatsoever? These guys have got 35, 40, 50 different accounts. Zero content. They're just going to be let run wild. There's no ruling body involved. I'm not, I'm confused. I mean, I'm just, well, we've got to protect the kids. Well, yeah, but the guy that's got 50 channel is the one attacking the kids. So what do you do? So every time somebody comes into your channel, even though you're designated as an adult channel, adult education, adult entertainment, adult this, that, or the other, somebody comes into your channel and types something off color, you're immediately to shut down and delete the video. How's that fair? How's that fair to the creator? You're going to hold me responsible for what somebody else just did. My channel is going to get hammered for it. How's that right? I would not want to be Google or YouTube or any of them. No. And to say that all of us in our entire community, and we've got a diverse community of some incredible people that we all now have to run over and pay Patreon so we can all hang out together in a safe space. Sorry, I don't want to be California. I don't want to have to live in a safe space where you've got to be a paid for person to get in there. I I, I don't know. I don't know. This is really confusing. But yeah, it's like any video you do now, either you got to run a banner that says not child safe, not meant for children, or you've got to verbally come on and say so. Then you got to make sure that in your settings it's right, because if you miss even one video in the searching body, the ruling party, FTC, whatever, finds that video, you're screwed. All right, let's look at some of the other ones. I mean, there are channels out there that are running, that are getting hammered with ads, that are running copyrighted movies, full copyrighted movies. YouTube's making a killing on a copyrighted channel, copyrighted violation channel, and they've got thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers. So who's the liable party? Why is that channel allowed to exist? Well, YouTube's not going to take it down if it's making money. I don't, but let you go do something like that and you're gone. I don't get it. Whatever. Hey, I'm the soil guy. I gave my hair up for the kids for cancer. Obviously, there's nothing left. My soil's killing it. Even at 50 degrees outside, my soil's killing it. My garlic's kicking and taking numbers. People still don't believe my radishes were actually radishes. You know what I got to say to them? Whatever. Hey, there's my troll. Good morning, dear. How are you? Oh my God, it's late for you. What are you doing awake? I mean, this is early morning for me. This is we're coming up on what, 4 a.m. Oh, so what are you guys doing awake? Why are you awake? Did you not take your meds? You know. Oh. Hopefully Elegant fell back to sleep. So what are you guys doing this time of the morning? Just looking for someplace to fall asleep or what? Because I'm getting ready to get up and go get another cup of coffee. I'll have to turn some music on or something. Oh. Alrighty, talking to myself. This is awesome. Okay, well, I can turn the music on and we can let that play and you guys can fall asleep to that or something. I'd normally be over there hanging out with my buddy Bobby, but apparently he fell asleep early today, which is really unusual. But after all those hours we gave to Diana trying to help her channel, because I understood from her, she said they were still up at 2 a.m. And that was a 16-hour day for Bobby to try and help one channel. It didn't go well, but we didn't advertise it very well either. We didn't tell anybody we were doing it. We're supposed to potentially do it again on Saturday to try and help her get her hours in. We'll see. We'll see. I can think of better things to do than tell her she's talking too loud and yelling at everybody. Because she spent way too much time working in them New York schools, and now she's just like them. Jersey schools. I'm sorry, Jersey schools. She beat me up for that. JCT, have you started reading the book yet? Let me reach over here and turn some music on because I might get up and go get some coffee. That'll be the next big thing. You can't leave a channel unattended. There must be content or you're not allowed to run. Then there's that guy that actually gets paid to fall asleep in front of his camera. He actually goes to bed with the camera on, and people keep paying him. They keep giving him money over the YouTube pay system. So of course that's perfectly acceptable because YouTube instantly gets 40% of whatever he gets paid. I saw a channel the other day through the paid for. Hey, good morning, Anna. He got $200 off super chats. It's like you realize how much money you just lost. $80 just went to YouTube for super chats. When all you had to do was go to PayPal. Whatever. I'll be back. I'm gonna get some coffee. Well, yeah, I mean, they got to pay for the bandwidth and pay for this and pay for that while they corral us. But and let me say it before I forget it. It is really nice of you ladies. I get the best of the best ladies into my channel, regardless of my content. And some of them other ones that are more dramatized. Yes, that's the word I'm going to use just to be safe. Aren't awake and aren't here. So thank you, ladies. You guys are awesome. Because some of them other ones, they hurt my brain. Well. You know, each one of you just thought of somebody specific. We're all kind of on the same page about one or two people. So we'll just keep it between us because we don't want to go there. Oh my God. So you guys have got my small channel right, so that if I turn on snow plowing this year at this time of the morning, you guys can actually catch up and see some of the stuff that I deal with. I mean I want you guys to see like blizzard conditions when I get out there and there's 2 inches of snow and there's nothing falling at the moment, nothing going on, and it's just me stuck in a parking lot going back and forth. I don't think anybody wants to see that. But if it's a major snowstorm and I'm going from location to location and there's a bunch of other trucks around, that's a little more entertaining through my dashboard or through my windshield. Because I don't know what some of these other guys are doing. I have tried to mount my um, camera on the outside of my truck in those snowstorms, and I don't know what they're doing different, but my lens keeps getting all screwed up. The snow just piles up on it. You can't see anything. I can't catch video to save my life. I don't know what they're doing different, how they're protecting their camera from that happening, but uh, I mean, it's boring content. I'll admit it. It's really dull content, just back and forth in a parking lot. But you know, you never know. You never know. I could slip off the pavement. Something else could go wrong. I mean, it could get entertaining. Um, Spin out on you know a road. I'm 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, hit an ice patch, and yeah, that could be entertaining. All the lights flashing and the truck spinning, and um, but yeah, in a 4-wheel drive truck with all that weight, that doesn't happen very often. I think I slipped off pavement once last year, um, and I was going forwards, and you couldn't even tell. I didn't even realize it until I was stuck. Ugh. Well, yeah, I get that. I get that, JCT. The problem is, okay, let's look at live streaming. We come on to go live streaming just to hang out with some friends. Well, 30 days goes by. They're changing the Streamlabs policy to now 20 hours per creator per month is the new rumor. So you're only going to be able to do that 20 hours a month, 1 hour a day to limit yourself, whatever. Um, if you leave that video up or you crash and can't get back to the video for an hour or two to shut it all off, you just lost. How much time? If the video has a car in it and you can make out the decal that it's a Ford or it's a Chevy or whatever, you're now in violation of copyright. So you can't leave any content on your channel whatsoever where there may be potentially copyrighted material, blah, 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 blah. It's like, who thinks up this weird stuff? I mean, that's like The argument could be held that how many times do you turn on your television to watch the news and you see all these different cars going by and Peterbilt trucks and this, that, and the other, and you can fully make out what company it is, and that would be considered copyright violation per YouTube policies. But it's perfectly okay for the news. It's perfectly okay for regular broadcast TV. The policies actually hold true in movies. A lot of cases I've seen armored trucks in movies where they've had to change the decal on the side of the truck that they rented or borrowed because of copyright violation. So they have to put up this sterile atmosphere in the movie and CGI some stuff because of copyright and copyright infringement and false advertising and and then the list of advertisers that they put at the end of the movie would make you sick. But they don't hold that true to a live broadcast. So why are we being held to it? Well, I get that, JCT. It's the wild west of the internet. I get it. And they're trying to, they're trying to regulate it or whatever, but put it in plain English. Just lay it out and then hold people responsible, like the adults, like the parents. Hold them responsible for what their kids are doing. Don't come after us. We jump through the hoops as it is. Anna, 4,000 hours a month. What are you talking about? It's 4,000 watch hours a year to be monetized. The potential for it to switch from 1,000 followers at 4,000. Okay. As of right now, it's 1,000 followers, 4,000 view hours to be monetized. And you must maintain that 4,000 hours from the day you're monetized. It is still potentially a possibility that what they're going to now do is require it to be 4,000 followers and 10,000 watch hours to be a monetized channel. But with all these new rules, there's no way for you to go from 1 follower to 10,000 and become a paid for channel without violating a rule somewhere. Oh, that's fine, Anna. I figured I'd explain it. And that 10,000 hour rule hasn't come out yet, but that's the next potential for 2020. Was the last I heard on that ruling. So it's going to be for a new creator coming on in 2020. You're going to have 4,000 followers and 10,000 watch hours to apply to be a paid for channel or monetized channel. And then you're going to have to maintain that from the day of receiving your monetization. There's no room in there to start from zero and get to 10,000 followers. It's like they're closing the doors on YouTube. It's really odd. I don't. Now, if Patreon were to figure out how to let us live stream over there so that we can hang out as a community, YouTube would lose hardcore. And you would eliminate that other problem we were talking about where, guys come in here and have 50 accounts. that would eliminate it, because nobody's going to pay $50 a month just to have accounts and then have to pay each individual that they go watch to hang out in these communities $1 a month to have access to that. Not going to happen. I'm going to pay you to troll you. I'm going to pay you to come hassle you. Sir, okay. It's not going to happen. Right, JCT. That's just it. That's just it. And there's I left there. You probably don't. I've probably never explained this to you. There is a world. It's a 3-dimensional, avatar generated, graphics generated world. It's a voice over cartoon generated world that I used to hang out in. And this was 15, 20 years ago. I was creating them and building the world, helping build buildings. I have the largest, I still hold the credit for that. The largest drop fog bank in game that you can paintball in, and the largest castle, black castle, and it's a maze. The entire castle, when it's assembled, is a maze that you can run around in with your avatar. And I know to you guys that's really confusing, but I was a 3D creator in that world and made okay money. I did all right. I probably spent more than I made, but it was all in fun and it was free. Now it's $10 a month just to participate. That doesn't give you access to build anymore. That's a completely different price to be a paid builder. And then if you have, see, the problem is in that world, if you own a lot of material and have that in your possession, it slows your avatar down. Because as you go from server to server, all of that stuff goes with you, whether you have it out or not, and it slows you down. So I had a second avatar that held everything. That was my creator avatar. So I'd have to be paying all that money, one for a creator, one for a user, just to have access to all of my stuff over again. It's like I'm not dumping $30 a month just to go into a game once every 6 months. It's not going to happen. And they don't do free accounts anymore. So they've lost. They've hurt themselves. Oh, and that's and yeah, we can go right to what a lot of the Patriot channels are saying. It's that one world order BS where government is the ultimate. It was the book 1984. Government is the ultimate answer. You're not allowed to question anything. You're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to have freedom of choice or freedom of speech. Because God forbid you upset somebody. That's not allowed. And the list just goes on and on and on as to what you're allowed to do. There will be no countries. It will all be governed by a governing body of supposedly, and I say that very lightly, supposedly elected officials. Because it's amazing how many World War I and Civil War vets voted for Hillary. It's on record. Yeah. World War I vets, really? They voted for Hillary. So, yeah. Think about And that's what wants to run your country. And this is conjecture, this is rumor, this is not proven. I've not seen any proof of this, but the last rumor I saw was that Pelosi had gone in and, without congressional authority, but using her bench seat, went in and borrowed, granted herself $28 million of Social Security to oust the current president and to pay for all of those committee hearings and all of that other BS. That money will never be paid back. The money's gone, if it's true, and there's no oversight. I'm not getting my head around it. Hey, what's going on, buddy? I appreciate that. You know, I how do I explain it to you, buddy? I'm a mod channel. I'm just here to help. Hang out, help channels, get view hours, blah blah blah, within the creator's wishes. You know what I mean? That was my whole goal when I came into YouTube and started getting involved. That was it. That was it for me. My publisher, okay, and I got to say that very, very lightly. They helped with the technical side of writing my book. All of the oh my God, I cannot tell you how many times I had to reread this book before they said it was ready for publish. All of the edits, all of the corrections, all of the rewrites, all of the it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Was it worth doing? Yes. Did I make any money on it? No, I've lost my ass on it. I'm a fortune in the hole. The only reason I built Green Wizard was because they said I had to help with the book and to help with the advertising and to help with, otherwise there'd be no Green Wizard. I'd have no videos because it's just I'm not a creator. I'm too stupid to be a creator. I like soil. Yeah, I'm opinionated when it comes to this new world order BS and our screwed up government and but you know it's all ultimately about getting information out there. So you know I appreciate that you get where I'm coming from and understand I'm here on Green Wizard because they made me do it. Because I'm too stupid for this place. And you can put that in a video. Green Wizard's too stupid to be a YouTube creator because he's all about the dirt and the soil. But I appreciate you, brother. I get it. You know that other scenario that we're contending with. At heart, I'm a good Samaritan. I will help anybody. I don't want credit for it, whether it be helping them work on their house, their yard, their car. I can't tell you how many people I have pulled out of snowbanks, will not take a dime for it, will roll the chains back up, throw them in my truck covered in snow and ice, and continue on down the freeway. That's just me. That at heart, I'm a good Samaritan. That's what It's like that's what God's mission was for me. I can't afford to be a good Samaritan, but I do what I can. That other situation that we're contending with, that's my good Samaritan side, trying to help somebody that really needs help. And just leave it, leave it. We'll leave it at that. God forbid I'm trying to help. Yeah, because really needs help. I mean, yeah, and we'll just let it. Does that mean that I can't screw up and be human and drink way too much Yukon Jack and have no conscious knowledge of anything I'm saying or doing? Oh God, yeah. Does that mean I'm going to go do that again? Hell no. We are not friends anymore. Me and Yukon Jack we are on the outs and we are going to stay there. Oh my God. And I hope you guys are getting a good laugh from this because it was fun. It was funny. The end results the next day sucked. Oh my God, it was bad. JCT. All right, we're all human. 420. What's going on? I get, when I put the plow on the truck and I kick that thing into 4-wheel drive, I get, I think, like 8 miles to the gallon of gas. That thing is really expensive to run. So to run across a couple of states to plow a single driveway for you, sweetie, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. It's too expensive. Oh my God. And from the looks of it, if I saw the tires right, I gotta get out there and really look again. And I should have done it today when I was out videotaping the videotaping. Oh my God. When I was digital whatever for the garlic, I should have looked at the tires then. But I'm going to be into $1,500 in new tires this year after the snowplow season's over, so that I can potentially plow next season. This is an expensive hobby because I don't make any money snowplowing. I do okay. I pay the bills and I pay for the truck and what have you, but it is really expensive to stay in this business when we don't get any snow in Cleveland. Oh, now this year's supposed to be different from the last 5 years, supposedly. We'll see. And if I get a chance, like I said, if we get enough snow and we get some decent storms, I'll turn the camera on. I'll let you guys see what I'm contending with. Because some of that stuff can be fun. And like I said, you never know. I could end up in a spin out situation or whatever you want to call it, or a donut situation, and you're going to see all them flashing lights and headlights bouncing off houses and buildings and what, as I'm doing circles because I'm spinning on ice. You guys could have a lot of fun with that, I'm sure. So what are you guys all doing up this time of the morning? Well, okay, some of you are just getting up, getting ready for work. I get it. But like California people, what have you? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I have 2 snowplows. for one truck. I have an 8-foot steel blade and a 7.5-foot fiberglass blade for the same truck. If one goes down, I can drop to the other one. Because it's a business. It is what it is. And those things, you're out there and I'm going into more explanation than I need to, but you're out there in that cold and a line break or the pump let go or I've had the pins blow out and been dragging a blade down the freeway that just shear off. They're shear pins. They're meant to do that. Now I have 6 extra sets, so I'm not worried about that aspect. Which reminds me, I got to put those tools back in the truck too. But if I, blow a pump or blow a line or whatever, I can get back here, switch out blades. 800 pounds a piece. I can switch out the blades and be right back in business in under an hour. Oh, did Nevada pass the law? Did they allow it? I hadn't even, because I still, and I've said it before. I believe I've said it to you before. I still want to get soil samples before and after the green wholesomeness has run its course and run its life. Because now we're monitored by the FTC and we got to be careful what we say, and my state doesn't allow. And but I really want those soil samples. I want to see what happens. And I still have a theory that each individual type or strain, I think that's what you guys call it, pulls something different from the soil. For me to get it here and to get permits, I have to go through the state, the county, and then the sheriff. And then the sheriff has to register me with the city. And then I've got to register however many plants I'm dealing with. And then and wait. And there's all these loopholes in Ohio. All this BS I would have to go through just to get those soil samples to back up support for my book. And to write a specific chapter for you guys. But the laws in Ohio, if I even think to apply to get that permit, if I read the stipulations correctly, I have to give up my gun rights. Just so I can scientifically go out and find out the soil conditions for this specific type of weed or this specific type of plant. It's like, what? Yeah, so it's So I'm hoping I may have to pay for it, but I'm hoping to get somebody to send me samples so that I can send those samples out and get them tested and go, this was the starting conditions of the soil. This was the ending conditions of the soil. This is what's been depleted from the soil. And then how to enhance that in the soil so that you get an even better strain. Because with what I know, from what I've been told, I'll admit, back when I was a teenager, I was hardcore into it, and We won't discuss that. I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not into that. It's not in my system. Uh, but from what I know of soil conditions now and the situations that are there, especially with the different strains that people have come up with for the individual plant and the growing conditions and how precise it's become. If my system's applied to it, I don't know that I would use the glacier rock. I know azomite would be just fine, but I would think that Bloomin' Minerals would be the ultimate, because as it's been tested, as it's been measured, it's got all 77 of nature's vitamins and minerals as they occur in nature prior to going through composting. Well, yeah, for 420, absolutely. I mean, what Big Brother just needs to get off our shoulder and let us live our lives. That's not going to happen. If, well, was it Ruby Ridge? No, that was David Koresh with the no, wrong group. No, wrong group. If I were to build a farm and give people the ability to come there and learn and do what they wanted to do, and we were to trade, I'm going to use that word very loosely. Somebody has chickens and we all get eggs from it. Somebody does metal work and we all, trade goods on the farm as to our talents. The taxing governing body in most states would intervene and say, you're not allowed to do that. It's like the Amish community, where they all help each other out. One's got talents over another. One's got woodworking. Another one's got candle making. Another one's got, clothes. They are constantly hounded because the government didn't make any money on that person's production. And that was the whole point of the United States to begin with. Taxation without representation, to get us out from underneath that governing body. Well, now here comes the UN, and now here comes our banks, and here comes our own government of supposedly elected officials telling us we have to live under that system. It's like it's like the they want to say let's go to socialism where everybody's equal and everybody gets a fair share. Okay, that would be fine. It really would be if everybody did the fair share of the labor. Problem in our society today is so many have sat down that they're not going to get back up to do the fair labor. So how can you have a socialist society when everybody's expected to do the same amount of everything and half the society won't get off the couch but demands the fair share? Get off, we battled all of this once. Do we have to do it again on a global scale this time? I mean, it's our tax dollars paying all the UN officials to begin with. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but all of those people that represent the different countries in the UN get their paycheck from the United States citizens' tax dollars. We pay their salary. But they're going to tell us what we can and can't do. When I was in the military, your United States flag was sewn to your uniform because you were a United States soldier. Now it's Velcro because you might be in the UN forces dictating what's going to be happening in a country. I don't know who's the worst dictator. Really don't. But I would have exited the military immediately had they said, oh, yeah, take off the United States flag and put the UN flag on your uniform. I'm a US soldier. I'm not a UN soldier. I didn't sign up to be a UN soldier. UN doesn't pay for soldiers. So why should they have any? Just saying. Anyways, I can rant and go on about that BS all day long. Nobody wants to hear that. At least I don't think anybody wants to hear that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. There's 7 of you in here. Oh my God. Who am I missing? Anna's here. JCT's here. 420's here. I'm not leaving. Elegant Homestead fell asleep because I just drone on and she loves that. It makes her go to sleep. Noodles is here. Who else is here? Good morning, everybody. But no, I'm not leaving because nobody else is on. I mean, Nerd of the North just came on. If you guys are followers of Nerd, he's on. Or no, I'm sorry, he's not. That's 30-minute warning. Oh. Oh. God, I'm getting a headache just thinking about all of this screwed upness that has become our country. You know, getting my hands on a piece of property so that I can research the next book so that anyone from a bucket gardener through an all-out farmer could duplicate what is the perfect garden soil conditions so that you never have to spend another dime on fertilizers of any form in your garden to get the best possible results. And these garden conditions have been going on for over 4,000 years. But for whatever reason, they don't want you guys knowing what those conditions are. For whatever reason, they will not come straight out and tell everybody how to do it. It can't be complicated. We did it 4,000 years ago. What? Because we won't be paying the chemical company to do it for us and poison our soils and our foods? Or what? I don't know. I think this information. Oh, wait a minute. Now I know. I can go get this information. Oh, it's no 420. You've 4,000 years ago. I'm not going to call them forefathers because I don't think they're from our continent, or we're not from this continent. Whatever. 4,000 years ago, the Amazon rainforest was built by man. The soil conditions in the Amazon, because of the heat and everything else, prior to us getting there, next to the river, was terrible. Nothing would grow, but there was the water. So between the two conditions and coming too far north 4,000 years ago, it was too cold. And structures and building, whatever. This was all grass hut 4,000 years ago. Whatever. I mean, that's all. They built the Amazon rainforest. In essence. And the interesting thing is the soil, and you can look it up, it's called Terra Preta. The soil continues to replenish itself. Every year, year after year, no, it's every 2 years. See, the detail, I've got to get my hands on these details. Every 2 years, this soil recreates itself with the food web. They scrape off 3 feet. They come back 2 years later and scrape off the same 2 feet because it continues to grow. I know that sounds really odd, but that's the Amazon rainforest. It's like it's a shell, and if you take part of the shell off, it'll grow back up to the shell level again. And there's one section of the rainforest that they continue to do that. Oh, right. But no, I'm into no-till. Absolutely. Crack the soil open to do what you need to do, put your seeds in and what have you, and leave it alone. Let Mother Nature and the food web do its thing. Absolutely. But if they could take the Amazon rainforest, the bad original condition soil, and it's still there, it's still bad. They buried it so deep that the soil itself, you can't even get to it. If you could apply those same methods to your garden on a brand new piece of property with terrible conditions, and it replenish itself, and you never have to weed it, feed it, water it, nothing. And the conditions always stay the same. And they are always replenishing themselves. Always. And you don't have to do nothing, no till ever again. And you still get the same abundance from that soil. Wouldn't you like to know what that recipe is? That's what I want to know. And the reason they're not telling anybody is because they want you to go to college and be a horticulturalist and have some college professor who can't do it himself tell you how to grow a plant. Because that's how college works. All the people that can't do it teach. And those that can do it are making so much money, they won't come teach anybody. So, yeah, that's college education. And I can say that I looked into going to college to get my degree in computing. And when the college professors are asking me the questions because I'm beta testing the software 2 years before it comes to the public, and I need to pay them to get a degree in computing, and I'm already ahead of them by 2 years, something's not adding up to me. Yeah, I'm not paying a college professor so that I can teach him, so that I can get a degree in what he doesn't know and he can't do. It's screwy. The whole educational system at that college level just doesn't make any sense to me. We should change it. It shouldn't be called college anymore. It should be called indoctrination by an idiot. Because why would that college professor need to be paid If he knows his stuff, he should already be rich, right? He should already be making a fortune with his degree, right? So colleges, in essence, could be free. Seriously. All the college professors could just be getting together from all their individual worlds. They're already rich. They're already making fortunes. And they're coming to give of their knowledge freely and actually help pay for the place. Now, there's a concept. So instead of your tax dollars having to fund the college, you could actually have people coming to the college to teach, funding from the generosity of their own hearts, teaching the knowledge that they are actually put into use because they're already proven rich millionaire experts in their fields, versus having some college professor who can't function in normal society being tenured and receiving a government paycheck to indoctrinate you as to how to be a socialist. And I'm going to stop because I'm going to go off deep end. College just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I want to go learn from somebody who can't do it themselves. Well, even if you're an accountant, I mean, come on, an accountant, somebody who's going to shuffle numbers, who actually knows the laws, supposedly, of this so-called taxation system we have that still is not registered on the books, is not constitutional, and is not registered anywhere within our Constitution. They were to sit down and look at the college books and look at the amount of funds that are coming in from the government and look at the amount of funds that are absconded to come into the college to pay for the colleges have already been paid for 10 times over. They're still receiving government paychecks. Something's not adding up. And any accountant that would sit down and look at these books and go, my God, you're so far into the black. How can you still be charging people? And the education they walk out of here with is no good in a year. They have to come back for refresher classes. I mean, it's become this huge loop system of education that you have to continually keep paying for the rest of your life just to keep a license or a doctorate in whatever field it is you're in. It's screwy. We were talking theology the other morning, and I understood and I'm not going to say which college. I'm not going to say which theology college it is. You know, the study of the Bible, whatever religion. That in one of the final courses, right before graduation or as of graduation, and I'll catch up 420. Hold on a second. That right before graduation, a government entity comes to the school and tells these soon to be ministers of religion that they will receive their government paycheck provided they report quietly on the individual members in the church and they continue preaching from the pulpit to control the government and help guide the vote within their church. And I've heard that from multiple kids graduating from that college, that they are all approached quietly right before graduation by this government entity in the United States and told this. And depending on the size of their church, dictates how much money the government quietly gives them tax free to do their bidding. And I didn't bring it up while we were talking about it because we were really hammering away on another religion, um, and how screwy they've become. And I didn't think it was the right place to bring up that that's what's going on in a lot of our theological colleges. I can just imagine what's going on in the regular colleges. Oh, absolutely, 420. Absolutely. Oh, good morning. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, you pay the college that's already paid for. You supposedly pay the professor who receives a government paycheck, who also receives a paycheck from the college that's already paid for. I mean, you have some of these deans who don't teach a single class in excess of $500,000 a year paycheck to oversee a college that is nothing but a profit industry. If an account, like I said, if an accountant were to actually go onto a college and go through the books as to the current potential usage, the current values, the current this, that, or the, they'd find that the college is so far in the black that there is no reason for them to be charging for an education any longer because it's all paid for the next 50 years. The college makes that much money or has made that much money. It's just it just blows my mind. So yeah, you know, the college system needs to be looked at. But the thing is, the government is so involved in all of the colleges and has now, gone into religion and is quietly in control that it's anybody's guess what's really, really, really going on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, 420. Oh, oh, I don't doubt it. Oh, I believe I nothing shocks me anymore. I mean, some of the screwy, just nothing shocks me anymore. Nothing. I yeah, it just whew. Oh my God. Oh God, no. Oh 5 a.m. Somebody needs to take their pills and their coffee, and I need to go get another cup of coffee. That one was cold. So whoever needs to take their meds, take your meds, get your cups of coffee or whatever it is you're drinking or enjoying, better way to put it. And I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some more coffee. I know, and I will. You don't have to cry about it. Yes, yes, yes. I'll feed you. Yes, Mama. Yes, yes. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna feed the kitties. Oh. So, what's everybody into today? I know I'm trying to sell my book. It doesn't mean I'm going to sell any copies, but Oh, wait, I fell way behind, didn't I? Okay, back up to speed. Yeah, I'd love to go to Texas and show my system works. I no longer need to, because apparently there's there's a farm and a residence in Texas that has applied my system, and once again saved the guy's property on the residence, because of the flooding situations in his area of Texas. He's no longer dealing with the flooding situation. The farm doing well. They didn't apply the entire method to the entire farm. They only did a section. But now that they've seen it, they want to progressively move and take the system even further. Getting out of Ohio would be a dream come true. I invested over $40,000 in a snowplow truck and equipment and what have you, and for 5 years we've had not enough snow to even make the truck payment. Yeah. Oops. I think I could have applied that money to something better out west, Midwest, whatever. Even to just get into the lower southern states, out of the snow belt region. God, what I could do. But whatever. Until the book truly takes hold somewhere. Oh God, no! Oh my God, that's not going to happen. and and it's a joke. It's a joke. It's got nothing to do with New Jersey or the people, the residents. I'm sure they're incredible, but when you see the extreme, and I know they're made for TV, and I get that, but you hear and see the extremes of some of these Jersey women talking to each other on Jersey shores and some of this. I don't want to be anywhere near those people. They scare the hell out of me. Hey, good morning, Deep State. What's going on? I know I had looked. It's above Texas, but as you look at the map, Dallas, because there's like He's just off or just below the mountains between the mountain range and Dallas. He's up in there. It looks, when you look at it on satellite photo, it's greener there than it is down in Dallas. So he's up in that general region, not in the mountains. And I don't remember the name of the area. Um, you guys are killing me. I thought I laughed enough on Sunday. You guys are tearing me up. Oh. Good morning again, Mama Renda. How are you today? Oh my God. Hope you took your meds. Or you need to take your meds or something, whatever. Oh man. Anyhow, back to the original topic, these new laws, new rules. FTC is now, see, and I don't get that. YouTube immediately took the stand and said, look, if copyrighted materials are in violation of UK policy, then we're sorry, but we're just not going to broadcast, these particular channels and this particular content in the UK because we are not paying the fines. So now all of a sudden the FTC body comes up and YouTube is just going to bend over and say, okay, no problem. We'll pass that right on to our creators, with a fine of $42,000 per video. What happened between the UK taking a stand? Hey, Casey Detox, good morning, dear. God bless. What happened between the UK ruling of copyrighted material law and them taking the blank stand of, well, we just won't bother then, to, okay, YouTube creators, you all have to abide by this policy? What? I don't get it. I thought YouTube had our back at one point. So to stick within the guidelines, what do you do? And that's still out there. It's almost and I'd say let's put this out there to a vote, but it's almost as if YouTube has already selected who they like. They're going to ignore who they like. They're going to apply the policies to everybody else to make everybody else go away or go someplace else. Well, right, but Casey, the thing is, the way this $42,000 fine stacks up, it's your responsibility if a child comes onto your channel and you get flagged because there's a piece of content in there that the child's parent, guardian, whatever, deems inappropriate for their child. It's taking the responsibility, again, away from the parent who is throwing their child on YouTube and not paying any attention, and putting it on the creator. Like it's the creator's fault the child went someplace they weren't welcome, or went someplace that, because, and we've all seen it. You designate that this is, this channel is supposed to be adult oriented only. We're all just going to be goofing off and just adults hanging out here, and we're all talking and doing our own thing, what have you. And a child pop up in the middle of chat, and you go and you look at their channel, and it's really obvious this is like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old who's not even supposed to have an account on YouTube. Now you're liable because they heard something on your channel. No, I have not had it. I have not had a chance to follow that link yet. But just the wording, just the way it's worded, is really, really, because they legal jargoned all of it so badly. It's just, oh, that's possible, JCT. They could, because now with with the animal cruelty laws, if oh, perfect example. Mama Renda's dog got into some beans the other morning or the other night, and was having some issues, some gastro issues, and she was saying stuff about it. Would that be considered, per the new laws? Would that be considered animal cruelty? Would that be considered in violation? Would that be, I mean, something as simple as that could go awry here on YouTube with the way things are starting to the stack the deck, or whatever you want to call it. Right, Casey. But the thing is, and this is the point that I'm these kids are going wherever they want to on YouTube, and they come to a channel that says that it's adult only, what have you. You cannot enter this area, and they click the OK and enter anyhow. It's like the YouTube algorithm or whatever just lets them in. So now you're legally liable because this child just surfed into your channel. The other side to that is the advertising dollars. If you designate your channel as child safe, you won't be on the front page. You won't be pushed out for advertising. You will not receive advertising dollars. So a child friendly channel won't have access to the funds, no matter how much time they've put in, how many hours they have in, how many followers they have. They're exiting the advertising dollars. So even though they're a paid for channel, they're not going to receive any money because there's no advertiser that's listed as a child friendly advertiser, and or just the opposite. So there's going to be some weirdness going on here. Oh, okay. We'll see you later, Casey. Thanks for stopping in, dear. Shawshank, what? Well, yeah. Yeah, no kidding, 420. Yeah, medications are, yeah. So now medication is becoming X or Y chromosome medications. What? Isn't that, wouldn't that be bought medication where they inject you with nanites and nanite technology, and it would be able to sense whether you are an X or a Y chromosome and apply medications or apply repairs accordingly? What? I thought the pancreas was the pancreas. I didn't know it was different because it was a female pancreas or a male pancreas. Okay, that's screwy. I'm not understanding. Wow. Wow, if the medications are getting that bad, we've got issues. We have definitely got issues in our country. That is not a good thing. Come on, Mithy. Okay, so everybody's bailing on that one. I totally get it. I understand. I'm not entertaining enough on that one. That's all good. I'm gonna shut it off anyways. Oh my god, 2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna shut off just in case there's somebody else up and running that I haven't seen. If any of you figure out these new rulings and truly understand it, and don't have a headache afterwards, please explain it to me, because I'd really love to understand what's going on out here. Anyhow, I'm gonna shut off, everybody. You guys all have a great one. It was nice chatting with you this morning, but 2 hours is enough. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. God bless. We'll see you around the stream somewhere, everybody. Have a good day.